Welcome in and thanks for joining, friends. We're going to start today's practice in tabletop pose. Remember that you can make modifications wherever you see fit and make this practice work well for you today. Don't be afraid to change it up. Placing hands under our shoulders, our knees under our hips, let's find a cat-cow breath. Inhale, drop the belly as it fills, lift the chest, the tailbone, gazing up. On your exhale, keep the arms long, round the back, tuck the forehead towards the thighs. Let's repeat a few times. Inhale, open front of body. Exhale, open back of body. This movement originates from the spine, but notice your base, the palms, the knees, the tops of feet, and how everything in between feels. After your next exhale, we'll come into a neutral spine, no rush. Finish up your round. Find that neutral spine, tuck your toes, downward facing dog, tailbone up to sky, heart open towards the shins. Exhale, drop back down to your tabletop. Let's repeat a few times, starting to wake up the backs of our legs, feeling a little bit stronger through the upper body and the core. Final lift into your downward facing dog. Can we hold? Breathing length into our calves as the heels press down. Keep the arms long with ears in between. Good. Now on your next exhale, drop the knees down, untuck the toes. Breathe in, rise up to a nice low kneel. We'll exhale, left hand behind the back. Right arm reaches over. Keep the knees rooted down. Good. Breathe in through center. Exhale to the opposite side, hand behind back, left arm reaching over. Keep the shoulders stacked. Good. Breathe in, reaching up through center. With your exhale, bring the hands down into tabletop. Now from tabletop, we're going to come into puppy pose. Keep your hips over your knees. Breathe in, open the arms out in front. Exhale, drop the chest, tailbone up. Reach through your fingers. Breathe into the belly, letting the entire torso expand. Maybe you want to rest your forehead or look in between the thumbs. 3 more breaths here. Feel a new muscle relax on each breath out. And on your next exhale, rooting through the palms and forearms, come into Sphinx, dropping the belly forward and down, adjusting your elbows directly under the shoulders so your chest is lifted. Unshrug the shoulders and let the head begin to roll in one direction. Give some love to the neck. And slowly switch directions. And let your head pause through center. We're going to drop down to our chest, extend our arms out, palms down, left cheek to the mat. Bring your right heel to your glute and rainbow your right toes over your backside down to the left. My left palm is flat and my right hand can move closer to my chest to help push me into this twist, opening up that left shoulder a bit more. My right arm could also half bind, letting the back of hand rest to low back. Stack the shoulders as you open to the right. One more breath here. Let your right arm reach back out. Slowly roll to your belly, but let that right knee find its half frog position. So my inner thigh, inner ankle are to ground. Knee is out from hip, heel is behind knee. Hands come next to your chest as it faces the ground. And find a cobra lift, opening up through that left hip flexor, left quad a little bit. Exhale, come down and take a few moments to play around with your cobra lifts, noticing the hips a little bit more. You can feel free to switch up your hand position if you need a little less or more intensity. Final inhale, lift, stay up. If your shoulders are to your ears, drop them down, elbows in. Take your left toe, lift it, point it to the back of your head. Feel that left quad. Bring the belly button up and in, hips forward. One more breath here. And exhale, drop it all down. Very good. We're going to come into a bigger spinal twist. Right hand moves a little bit forward. Lift up lightly. I'm going to thread my left arm under, placing shoulders down, and I want to roll to my upper back. I might need to do a little lift and reset. My left hand could add pressure to the outside of right thigh. And I might want to look over to my right thumb to extend a little bit more into this twist. Find a few belly breaths. Let the glutes soften, let the jaw unclench. And we allow our right arm to reach over. Slide the right leg back as you unthread the left arm, finding your cobra pose. Lift up, root through your knees, rolling back to child's pose. Sit your hips to your heels, let the forehead rest down. Take a few moments to reset your spine. Reset your breath. When you're ready, bring it up into tabletop pose, adjusting your hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Tuck your toes, lift your knees from the ground so we're holding this floating tabletop here. Not letting our low back arch, but keeping the belly button pulled in. Good. Now when you need to, take it into down dog, press the heels down, open the heart, but come back to that floating tabletop, pushing the earth away with the toes and palms. Taking a few breaths in this challenging core hold before taking a rest in your down dog. Find 2 or 3 more rounds. Breathing as you flow. And the next time that you're coming down into tabletop, allow your knees to drop, untuck the toes. Breathe in, reach up to the sky. Right wrist, we grab, pulling to the left. Keep your right shoulder pressed back, maybe even looking up. Breathe in through center, grabbing left wrist, pulling right. Breathe in through center, exhale, let the hands come down. We'll come into our tabletop posture. And from here, finding our puppy pose. Breathe in, extend the arms out. Exhale, drop the chest, tailbone is up. For less intensity, forehead is down. For more intensity, we're looking through the thumbs. Breathing into our belly, letting our torso expand. Find your Sphinx pose, shift your belly forward and down, elbows under shoulders, heart and palms open. Let's keep the shoulders down and back. Tuck your chin and gently shake your head no. Bring your head back through neutral and gazing forward. Drop to your chest, extend the arms out, palm down. We'll plant the right cheek this time. Left heel to glute. Rainbow your left toes over your backside down to the right. Left hand can move closer to the chest to help push us into our twist. Or the back of left hand could find the low back with elbow up for a half bind. Right palm is flat, arm fully extended. Soften your glutes as you slow the breath. Allow your left arm to reach out. And let your left knee come out into that half frog position. So the knee is out from hip, inner thigh, inner ankle to ground. Bring the hands next to chest. And inhale, start to find a cobra, lift and release. Remember, you could always change up your hand positioning to make you feel more supported through this movement. Next time you lift, hold, maintaining shoulders down, elbows in. Bring the right heel up. Point the toe to back of head. Keep the belly button pulled up and in. Taking another moment here. And on your exhale, drop down. We'll take our left hand a bit more forward. Little bit of a lift to thread the right arm under. Place the shoulder, roll to your upper back. I know I need to do a little lift and reset. Right hand to outside of left thigh for additional pressure. And you can look to the left if you'd like. Sit with your breath. Let your left arm slowly reach over. Left leg slides back, right arm unthreads. We're setting up for our cobra pose. Inhale, lift the front of body up. Tuck your toes, find your downward facing dog here. Walking the feet in just a little. So you can press the heels down. You can open the heart towards the shins. Good. Take a few breaths here. Maybe you want to create some movement. Or maybe you like that stillness of your hold. 3 more breaths. On your exhale, bring the right knee to chest, plant the shin at an angle, slide the left leg back. We're setting up for pigeon. Left toe untucked. Take a breath in, lift your spine, trying to stack the shoulders over the hips. Good. And on your exhale, come down to the forearms. Or maybe you want to come all the way down to the chest and extend the arms. We want to find a balance of having a nice deep stretch, but allowing ourselves to find a spot that we can maintain. One we don't feel rushed to get out of because it is so intense. Find a manageable intensity. Let stillness take over and be with your breath. Use your palms to help you walk back up, stacking the shoulders. Tuck the back toe, find your downward facing dog. Take a few moments to adjust. We'll be here for about 4 breaths, so allow it to flow. Allow yourself to scan the body, adjusting wherever needs an adjustment. When you arrive at your next exhale, bring the left knee to chest, plant the shin at an angle, slide the right leg back, knee on the left, ankle on the right, breathing in, lifting yourself tall, and breathing out, dropping to your forearms, or maybe extending the arms out and coming down to chest or forehead. Be with your breath. Use your palms to walk yourself back up. Tuck your back toe, lift into downward facing dog. And as you exhale, find your tabletop pose. I'm going to turn sideways on my mat to provide my inner knees and inner ankles with a little bit more padding for our frog pose. In tabletop, with hands off my mat, I'm going to separate my knees into a comfortable distance. Then from there, I'm going to point my toes out. inner ankle to the ground. In frog pose, we want our heels behind our knees and our hips in between our knees. So let's see if we can take the knees a little further apart. Take your time to adjust. And drop down to your forearms when you found a nice good spot to maintain. You could choose to do a little forward, backward shifting. You could focus on the alignment of your pelvis, maybe tucking under or lifting up. Maybe if you have blocks, you place one under your forehead so your head is supported. Be present with this deep stretch for another few moments. Now, staying in frog, can we lift up to our palms? Keeping that tailbone lifted up, lift your heart as well, just as we do in our cow portion of cat-cow. Now, can you exhale? Find more of a cat spine, especially in that upper back. Breathe in, find your cow motion, fill the belly, open the heart. Exhale, find your cat variation, tucking chin, rounding back. Take a few breaths. After your next inhale, pause, point the big toes back together, press through the tops of your feet to bring the knees underneath and return to tabletop on your mat. From tabletop pose, let's sit down onto our glutes with our legs in front of us. Situate with your feet flat, reach your arms out in front of you, and let's balance up to our glutes, lifting calves parallel with the ground, finding our boat pose. Good. You can always support with your hands under the thighs or maybe hands to the ground. Try not to let the back round, but lift through the heart, through the head, reach through the fingers. Good. Exhale, heels and hands come down. Let your fingers point in towards the feet. Inhale, reverse tabletop, lift the hips, extend through the arms. Head could be tilted back or you could keep the chin tucked. Drop the hips down. And when you're ready, find your boat pose once again. If you'd like to challenge yourself, extend the toes up, lifting your gaze to the big toes, lifting the ribs, keeping your breath flowing here. And on your exhale, heels and hands come down. Inhale, lift up to your reverse tabletop, opening the heart, extending the arms. And drop down, very last time here. Lifting up into your boat, we're going to find canoe. Look to your big toes. Extend your legs out, extend the fingers into a reach. Good, keep the front of your body hollow. We're holding for 4, 3, onto your back in 2, and rest. All of your weight settling into the mat. Take a few bigger breaths, maybe a nice strong exhale. Allow yourself to reset under gravity. We'll step our feet flat, wider than hip width apart. Open our arms to their cactus position. Breathe in. Exhale, both knees over to the left. Allow them to feel heavy. Allow each breath cycle to become a little slower than the last. Inhale, let the knees come up. Exhale, both knees over to the right. Untense the glutes, the inner thighs. Allow the legs to just be. Inhale, let your knees come up. Step the feet wider apart and let the knees cave in. Your hands could go anywhere comfortable. When the knees cave in, they don't necessarily have to touch. They could just be resting in towards one another. If your shoulders feel like they're close to their ears, give them a little wiggle down, create a longer neck. Maybe some of your fingers and toes could relax. Maybe there's space for the jaw to unclench. Begin to heel toe walk your feet together until the soles touch. Let the knees open out. Is there space for you to breathe in for just an extra moment? And space for you to breathe out just a little longer. Slowly draw the knees back together. Extend your arms and legs into any comfortable position. Allow your eyes to close and your body to find stillness. As you allow yourself this period of rest, remember that you can't necessarily control your thoughts, but you can control your focus. While a million different thoughts could flow through your brain, you can cherry pick which thoughts deserve your attention and your energy. This stands in your yoga practice and throughout the rest of your day. Thank you all so much for joining today. Namaste.